welcome Alistair Henry! How's it going? Good. I'm Jewish, and I like a good challenge. So I married a German. One night the German and I were in bed together, and I farted. Now, she did not see the irony, because for the first time it was a Jew gassing a German. And you know it's true. Payback is a bitch. But she got me back. She convinced me to get a vasectomy. Now, I was nervous, because it would be the second time I'd have a scalpel taken down there. The first time was my mother when she had me circumcised. So, I guess that means the two most significant women in my life, they both looked at my genitals and thought, we can improve this. So I came back from the hospital, had the vasectomy, and she says, you were like the 9 o'clock gun at Stanley Park. Why? Because I only shoot blanks. Well, I explained to her that actually I'm nothing like the 9 o'clock gun, because it's long and black, it goes off every night, and people line up to look at it. So, it actually didn't work out between the German and I. Cultural differences. Perfect example. This one time, we went to a Jewish bakery to buy a type of bread called a challah. We couldn't see the prices anywhere, so the German walks right up to the Jewish baker and says, what's the Holocaust? Did I mention I'm divorced? Yeah, I'm so done with Germans. I think I'm gonna find a girl with a different nationality for my next ex-wife. Who knows, maybe a cute Palestinian. Couldn't be worse. Okay, let's change gears here. Now, this is kind of a controversial topic in Vancouver, but do we have any cyclists here tonight? Oh. The few of you, you're very brave to out yourselves in what I assume is 150 drivers. And we all know there's no bike lanes to hide in out front, so good for you. I'm a cyclist as well, or at least I was. Earlier this year I had an accident. It's kind of scary being a cyclist in this city. I came off my bike at 40 kilometers an hour. I vividly remember the seconds leading up to it. I was riding along, I was listening to my music. It was Foo Fighters, Learn to Fly. So I needed surgery, and they're taking me in, they're rolling me into the operating room, and there's 8 doctors and nurses standing there looking at me, and I'm thinking, this is a good crowd. I've done open mic nights with fewer people. So they're getting ready to knock me out, and the surgeon says, you like comedy, fantastic, I've got a few jokes for you. Because that's what you want to hear from the guy who's about to cut into you. So he says, what do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. Okay? What do you call a cow with 3 legs? Lean beef. And this was the last thing I heard before I got knocked out. What do you call a cow with 2 legs? Your mother. So that's a true story. So a few hours later, I wake up in recovery and I'm still giggling. So after that, I just wanted to get away. I found a really cheap flight to a remote South Pacific island nation that I'd never even heard of. I was really excited. So I board the plane, fly over there, and I hadn't been there long when I discovered that they just recently stopped practicing cannibalism. I was nervous. I ran back to my jungle hut and I did 2 things. First, I dug out my travel insurance policy document. You know, that little booklet written in font size 2 that no one's ever read. Well, I read that little fucker from cover to cover. And you know insurance companies, they don't want to pay for anything, so of course they didn't cover attacks from recovering cannibals. So then I did the second thing. I thoroughly washed off the coconut-scented sunscreen so I'd no longer smell like a pina colada. You know, lesser of 2 evils, get severely sunburned, or smell like I've been marinated. But I wasn't gonna let that ruin my holiday, so the next day I went down to the beach. We're talking one of those white sand, crystal blue water beaches. It was like something out of a postcard. Or for the millennials who don't know what that is, a screensaver. And so I'm walking on the beach and I see this gorgeous local girl and she's checking me out. Now, I'm flattered. But then I saw the look in her eye and I recognized it. Because it's the exact same look I get every time I'm about to chow down on a McChicken. She was looking me up and down, and I swear she was thinking, 100% all white meat. But look, it's gotta be difficult to make the cultural shift to say we are no longer gonna eat people, we will try vegetables. But I get it, they wanted to be healthier, they wanted a more balanced diet. It's just that there was a simpler solution. Just eat vegans. They're almost plant-based, they'd be nutritious. But if you think about it, it actually does make sense if we ate all the vegans. Now just bear with me here for a second. I'm sure we can all agree they can be kind of preachy. I mean, vegans are basically the Jehovah's Witnesses of the food chain. And if we ate them, it would actually create a scenario where both us and the vegans would get what they want. See, we wouldn't be told what we should and shouldn't eat anymore. That's good. And the vegans would get what they want, because if we ate them, we wouldn't need to eat the animals anymore. See, it's a win-win. I've thought this one through.
So switching gears here. I've been reading a lot about the cosmetics industry. They test all their shit on animals before they come out to the public. And I'm thinking, okay, if you're gonna do that, why don't you at least pick animals that will benefit from the product? So, you have a moisturizer you want to test. Find an animal with dry skin, like a tortoise. We think they live to be like 150 years old. Probably not. They just spend their whole life looking like little old men. And this is the best one. If they come out with a new concealer or eye cream, because let's face it, nobody likes dark circles, test it on a raccoon. He'll thank you for it. But of all the products they test, the one that bothers me the most is anal bleach. Yeah, we're going there. I actually recognize that laugh. Christy. Because that shit's not good for people or animals. And because of all the testing they've been doing, there's this whole generation of chickens running around out there with bleached white assholes. And you've got to know they're part of our food chain now. How else do you explain? When you go to Safeway, you can get both brown and white eggs. Think about that. So look, this year I've gotten back into dating. And I found that coming up here and doing stand-up comedy has really helped me get back into the dating scene. Yeah, because now I'm completely at ease with women laughing at me. Like that. In fact, this is feeling a little too much like a date right now. But look, I'm sure is there anyone out there who's currently on the dating scene? Oh, liars! All of you! 150 people, there's one woo? Okay, fine. Well, you know what? It sucks. It really sucks. Trust me. I wish that dating was as simple as ordering a coffee at Starbucks. I'll have a tall, blonde, flat white. Can you make that non-fat? And not too hot. I want it to go down easily.